I take myself back to the moments where I didn't have that and that I was wishing and working so hard for it. And I take myself back to those moments.
I just put up on the side. I let it get surprised. I'm on the plug, I've been closing my eyes. I can't even tell you nothing but you lie. I had to cut my ties, I can't even tell her nothing cause I cried. I just want these stepping in these Louboutins.
Welcome back to episode 15 of the Do Original Things channel. And today I want to talk about being numb to success and finding gratefulness in the small moments. Because, I mean, when we're just starting out, we just have these visions of grandeur. Like, we're like, hey, if I can get this new car, or if I can get this new project or land this new client, that I'm going to be so much happier, that my life is going to change, and that every single day when I have this, new car, new house, or new project, I'm going to wake up with the same exact feeling of gratitude and excitement and joy. And I want to tell you this, that as you become more and more successful, as you start to gain more and more money or success or clientele or even joy, you become numb to that feeling. And oftentimes you forget what it felt like when you didn't have those things. So you might be sitting in a really nice house right now, or a nice car, on a vacation. And one thing I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and think about when you weren't able to have that nice vacation, when you didn't have the nice car, the nice house. And picture yourself back in that moment. What did you feel? And I'm sure you felt a sense of yearning for those things. And now think about where you're at now. And that could be super wealthy, on your way there, super successful in your relationships, in your marriage, in your friendships, whatever it is that you wanted. Think about everything you have in your life now. Maybe that's financial freedom, maybe that's time freedom, or maybe you just feel free in general, or independent in general. Think about the things you take for granted. For me, we're sitting in a brand new car that I just purchased a few months ago. And oftentimes, when I first got in this car, I was like, man, I was super stoked and super blessed and super thankful for this car, because I originally had this Nissan Versa. It was a 2016. It had 160,000 miles on it. The wheels weren't even working right. The transmission was not working. It was slipping. I couldn't even go uphill without my car stalling up and down. And now I'm sitting in I can't tell you the car, but I'm sitting in a new car, much nicer than my old car. And oftentimes I sit in here and I just go on with my day. I feel almost numb to the fact that I have a new car. Or I could also go back to when I was first starting my business, which when I first started my business, I was making literally zero. I was making nothing. And now my business is starting to pick up. I have, clients nationwide. And yet I'm numb to the fact that I'm getting paid, a good amount of money monthly. All I want is more. I feel insufficient with what I have now, because I see everyone else. I see the people ahead of me and what they're doing. Whereas I should be very grateful for what I have now. Because a year ago, if you asked Marcus Johnson, hey, imagine if you had, clients nationwide and you got a new car, what would you feel? A year ago, Marcus Johnson would say, oh my gosh, it'd be amazing, it'd feel awesome. But now here we are now. New car, clients nationwide, business is booming, opportunities are happening. I'm making more money than I've ever made before. And yet we're numb to the feeling of this success and this level of living. And so what I do when I feel numb, when I feel now I can go out to restaurants whenever I want. I can swipe my card whenever I want and it won't affect me. Whereas before I was I can only go out, once a week or twice a week, or I have to cut back on this expense. It's not like that anymore. So, even those little things I'm numb to. I'm numb to swiping the credit card or spending X amount of money, right? I'm not super rich. I'm not uber wealthy. And so I'm not going to say I have everything, but I'm in a good spot to be at 25 years old. So yeah, I get numb to this. I get numb to the car. I get numb to the success of getting new clients, right? And it always seems like I want more. So how do I humble myself and make myself grateful in those moments, especially when I'm feeling numb? Because I know one thing. If you're not grateful, God will pull the rug right out underneath you. He'll take away everything He's given you so you can be grateful. So how do I actually become grateful in a time where I feel numb to the successes and the finer things of life? Well, every single day I've started to practice. When I hop in my car, my new car, and when I get a new client and I check my bank account, I take myself back to the moments where I didn't have that and that I was wishing and working so hard for it. And I take myself back to those moments and ask myself, what would 2023 and even beginning of 2024 Marcus Johnson say if he got those things? Because a year ago, Marcus Johnson would kill for the life I'm living now. And that makes me grateful. I go back to, the time where I didn't have anything. I was making $0. If you would have showed that Marcus Johnson the life I'm living now, he would have been like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And so I constantly have to remind myself, whether that's going to a nice restaurant, driving my car, going on vacation, whatever, that I wasn't always in this position. And that there's a lot of people that aren't fortunate enough and blessed and lucky enough to be in this position. So I constantly have to remind myself that, so I'm grateful, and that I thank God every single day when I hop in this car, or when I go on a vacation, or when I go meet with a new client, or when I take my girlfriend out to go eat at a nice restaurant. I constantly remind myself, hey man, this is a gift. You are extremely, extremely blessed. Granted, I did work extremely hard to get here, but with God's blessing, hard work, and a little bit of luck, and a lot of risk, I've been able to get to this point. And then I have to tell myself currently to be grateful, because I always want something more. Even if I made $1 more, it's like, that's not enough. I need to get this. And then once I get there, it's like, that's not enough. So it's a constant chase, and you have to remind yourself on that constant chase what really matters in life. What really matters in life isn't all the great, the cars and the this and the that. It's the moments you have with other people, and it's the moments that you impact other people around you. So as you continue to succeed and your levels in your life continue to go up and up, and as you make more money, or as you become more successful, or as you have better relationships, just remember, do not be numb to the feeling. It's very easy. It's very easy to get used to this feeling of luxury. So, with that said, do not be numb. Take yourself back to when you didn't have anything. And that right there will make you grateful for what you have now. As always, I'm watching from afar. Keep working hard, and thank you for watching. Be grateful, work extremely hard, and get after it. Bye.